Hi, investors and precious metal enthusiasts. I've got some really exciting news today for our Canadian investors. But if you're from another country, you might also want to stick around because I'm going to talk about capital efficiency in your investing and your trading. Okay, so the great news is that the small precious metal contract now have the options live in Canada. So now if we want to invest in precious metals, we can do that strategically with the small precious metal options.
Oh, breaking news. Dr. Z, public service announcement. Spree options are now live in Canada. This is amazing.
Okay, so here we are in my trading platform. I've got the small exchange products here, and here's the small precious metals contract. And the symbol in IB is PRESME. The infinity symbol just means it's the continuous contract or the front month contract. So that expires May 20th, 2022. So here's a chart here of the small precious metals, and it's already showing the options chain here for that futures contract. So these are futures options, but these are small futures. So this is a great way to get introduced to futures in a really small, safe way. And like I said, you can trade precious metals strategically using options in a really capital efficient way. I love this product. I'm so excited about this. I'm so happy that Frank Caberna and the whole gang at the Small Exchange were able to get this going in Canada. So big thanks to them. Okay, so let's do a sample trade here. So using the Tasty Trade mechanics, I'm looking at 56 days to expiration. Precious metals has had a down move in the last week or so. So if I wanted to get long precious metals here, as an example, I would go and sell maybe a 30 delta put. So around the 33 or 34 delta is the 74 strike. If I go to sell that 74 put, I put in the mid price here, 99 cents credit. It's saying that the margin impact on that trade for me is $882. So the notional value on this product is $7,500. So remember, this is just like 100 shares, 75.5 times 100, so 7,550. But it's only asking me to put up $882 to control that product with options. So that's the power of capital efficiency right there. And that's the power of futures capital efficiency, which is usually a lot better than equity options. Another word for margin impact is buying power reduction, or BPR. Okay, so for a 99-cent credit, that's $99 divided by 882, which is what I'm putting up. That gives me a return on capital of 11.2%. So that's a great return on capital for a 56-day period. And if I go to route this order, the commission on selling one put in Spree is only 29 cents. That is so cheap compared to other products. There's the $882 that I'm putting up. This is in US dollars, by the way. My probability of profit here is 73%. This is the strategy part. So rather than just going long precious metals, if I want to be strategic over time and be confident about my success in the long run, I can just keep selling puts every expiration cycle. And I know if I keep doing that, I'm going to hit my target probability of around 70% or so. And I know if I get a certain number of occurrences in, I'm very confident in the outcome. So it's a lot different than just buying something as an investment. I'm doing it strategically here, which is what I would prefer to do. So this is a much better way of getting long a product, is by selling a put. Okay, so my break even here is down at 73. That's great. So even though the small precious metals contract is trading up at 75.5 right now, my break even is down at 73. So again, that's the power of using options. Okay, so now as a comparison, I'm going to go to GLD and you'll see the big difference. So GLD, the notional value of GLD is $18,000. It's a much bigger product than Spree. And if I also go to around the 30 delta put, so the 175 strike is around the 30 delta. I'm going to route an order to sell the 175 put in the mid price of 224. And the buying power it's asking me to put up there is $4,836 for a $224 credit. So that's about 4.6% return on capital in that same 56-day period. So you can see right there the difference between using Spree and using GLD. Your return on capital is much better using Spree. So the commission on selling a put in GLD, it's a variable rate here, but it's probably closer to $1.25 or so. So it's a little bit higher than the smalls. And the probability profit on selling a put is again very high, 76%. So this is the strategy part. So again, this is a smarter way to get long gold. And by the way, I talked a lot more about getting long gold products in my video called Going for Gold or Going for Silver, How to Invest. So make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it yet. So here's a chart I put together to do a little comparison of the return on capital of some of these gold and gold related products. So the SPRE or PRE SME, I'm getting about 11.5% return on capital on a 30 delta short put. So GLD, the gold ETF, on GLD, it's only 4.6. So between these two, I would definitely pick SPRE. And the other one I'm showing here is SLV, the silver ETF. That one I would get about an 8% return on capital, but not as good as SPRE. I'm only getting a 54-cent credit. I generally don't like to go that low in a credit. The joke I like to make is I don't even like to get out of bed in the morning for less than about $1 credit. The only one that comes close to SPRE is GDX or the gold miners. So the main reason for this is the volatility in gold miners is a lot higher than the precious metals themselves. And that's why you're getting a substantial credit for still a reasonable buying power. So the notional value here of GDX is around 3,700. That's because GDX is trading at around 37. So around a 12.2% return on capital, selling a 30 delta put in GDX. Now, there are other reasons why you would want to pick SPRE over GDX. And that's whether or not you just want to be long precious metals themselves, or if you want to get into the miners, which has other risks involved. So generally the miners will go up a lot more as a percentage when the precious metals go up, but there's a lot more risk involved, there's more volatility, and you want to get paid for that volatility with a larger credit. So I'll leave it as an exercise for the viewers to figure out what's the return on capital for these products in your platform, and you could add on GDXJ, the junior gold miners, if you want. Let me know in the comments which of these you would prefer to trade in order to get long precious metals. Now, the buying power here is right now here in Canada using the IB platform. And of course, it could be different in different countries. So it'd be really interesting to see in the comments, you tell me how the buying power is different in your country or on your platform. That would be a really interesting comparison. Now, going back to my platform here, the other thing I could have done is I could actually sell a strangle as well. You can actually get even bigger bang for your buck if you sell both the put side and the call side as a strangle, even if you want to be bullish. So if I want to be bullish SPRE, I could sell still around the 30 or 34 delta put, collecting $1 on that side. And I could maybe collect 50 cents on the call side at around the 22 delta. That way I'm collecting a total credit of $1.53, and I'm still putting up the same buying power. So this is another way to get a little bit extra bang for your buck. Even though I'm bullish on precious metals in the long term, I'm selling a further out of the money call in order to collect a little bit extra credit. So I did talk about this concept of selling the call side in my going for gold or going for silver video. And I even did some back tests on the Jade Lizard, which showed that selling the call side can help you over time. So anyway, this is a really exciting way to get into precious metals in a really capital efficient way. I would much rather trade the small products and their options rather than getting into equity products or worrying about individual company risk and that sort of thing. And remember, one of the main reasons we like to trade gold and precious metals is they are actually not very highly correlated with the stock market itself. So I can have positions in the equities market in, for example, the MES futures, which is the S&P 500 micro futures. And I can also have positions in the gold market using SPRE. And I know those two positions are going to be uncorrelated to each other. So they're not going to tend to move in the same direction at the same time. And I will have a more diversified portfolio using equity futures and precious metal positions using precious metals futures. Okay, well, there you have it. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hopefully you learned something. I'm super excited about this product and I'm looking forward to trading it for many years to come. So unfortunately, we don't have Tastyworks in Canada yet. So I'm stuck with IB right now. And if you're not using Interactive Brokers yet, I've got a link in the show notes where you can get free shares of stock just by signing up for a new account. I would definitely recommend opening a margin account, but they also have registered accounts, and I'm going to talk about those in a future video.
Oh, no, other than that, he's doing a darn tootin' good job. That's all I say.
And also, if you haven't seen my video yet on capital efficiency with Jenny and Frank, make sure you check that out. I'll put that in the show notes. Thanks for watching and see you next time.